So I can't do this. Today we're visiting one of our installations here in Neighbourhood Estate, all right? The brief was one, safety. Safety, safety, safety. The owners here are grandparents, so for them, their grandchildren is everything, all right? And that was always the scope. In the beginning, even with the pet and child safety covers, we want to make sure that our children, our grandchildren are safe when they visit. A cover is not a trampoline, it's not a playground, all right? So if you have to demonstrate to everyone involved here, how would you demonstrate that this cover is safe?
Okay, so basically the cover can handle weight, accumulative per square meterage. So it's not a playground, number one. You don't want any sharp objects on this cover, but yes, it is completely safe to walk over. It's not a trampoline or jumping.
So I can't do this. Okay. Now one thing, I heard that water spilled into the pit as I jumped onto the cover. What happens with that water?
Okay, so basically in the back here we have a dry pit area where there's a drain in the bottom. So all of that spillage that goes into that trough drains out into your irrigation or wherever this water may go.
I mean, where's the mechanism? Because I can't see anything here.
Okay, so we have brackets that's actually installed over this whole area over here, and then this gets cladded on top of that. You won't see it.
So there's a motor there, there's a mechanism.
But it's all inside here. Day one, we discuss with the builders, listen, we need this spec on the size of pool with pit. Then we all get together, then we explain to them, listen, I need a drainage point in here so it doesn't build up water because it's a dry pit.
I can hear the water trickling there, yes.
Yes, and then also we allow another pipe higher up, not at the same level, to go to a certain position where our power pack is installed. So the power pack is where your electricity goes.
That's the source?
That's the source.
Okay.
Then from there, running to your pit area over here, you have hydraulic hoses. So that's actually just feeding the hydraulic motor on the system here.
Okay, so this is very industrial. This is robust. Not just a little garage motor pulling or closing the pool cover. This is a proper, industrial machine operating the pool cover.
Exactly. Getting back to that, there's basically a reel where your cover gets pulled to the front with a pulley system going through the tracks, and then a tube that rolls the cover back in by releasing onto the reel.
So John, the perception in the market, all right, is these covers, people are so scared because what if the ropes break? Do these ropes break easily? How do you prevent that? Or talk to me about this rope and pulling system.
Okay, so on our hydraulic power pack, we actually have a pressure adjustment screw where we can reduce or increase the pressure to allow the cover to actually run a bit faster or go slower. The slower the better actually, because you don't have that overrunning properties. And in that same sentence, we also ask the clients and explain to them to just stop the cover before it hits the ends, so they can actually just give that last touch till they hear the knock.
Well, ultimately, this is a safety cover, so you're not going to allow your children, all right, to play with the key and run the cover. You need an authorized person, someone who's been taught by your team of technicians how to operate the cover. Otherwise, something could go wrong. It's like, a teenager getting in your car. Are you going to allow your teenager to drive your car? That's basically what is required when we hand over these covers, is proper training. Now, the other thing that I've realized here, my pool does not look like this. All right, this is sparkling clean. All right, there is not even a speckle of dust or debris or leaf, anything floating here.
So the thing is, with this pool cover, it actually locks off your pool completely. So you don't have dust or leaves, evaporation, all of the things you'll have on an open pool, you won't have with this pool. Okay. You can have your pool timer set to pump at a certain time, and it will do its job underneath the cover. The only thing is, with it being a closed pool and not an open pool, you have less evaporation, so you use less chlorine, salt, everything.
Well, shall we try? It's almost clean, eh? Well, almost drinkable. Alrighty. We're going into the winter period now in Johannesburg, in Cape Town. All right, winter, we have lots of rain. So what can we tell our clients, all right, that's in the market looking for options? They want to compare the different options, slatted covers, vinyl covers. All right, there's the perception, you know, the vinyl, what do I do when it rains? Tell me, give me a solution.
Okay, so basically with your slatted cover, it's a plain, simple, straightforward thing. The water rains on top, it flows over the sides. It's just a floating cover. So you won't have an issue with the water buildup on top there. The only thing is if there's a hailstorm or whatever, you would want to open that cover. But regarding your vinyl covers, we have a pump that goes on top of the cover that actually drains off the water in raining season.
And what, does it walk around like a
No,
creepy
it's not
crawly?
a creepy crawly at all. It accumulates the water all at one point
Okay.
and drains off the water.
So it's almost like a submersible pump.
It is. You can fully submerge it into your pool. It's a completely weather-tight unit, but it only activates at a certain amount.
So I don't have to run outside in the middle of the night to come and
No,
switch
there's
things
no
on.
switch you have to switch on. As long as it's plugged in and switched on the wall, you're good to go.
And what do I do if I go away for a weekend or December holidays? I'm not here to check that someone puts the pump on. What happens?
Before you go, you can either put the pump on the cover, make sure it's plugged in, electricity bills are paid, and you're good to go.
I
Otherwise,
have to do my prepaid. Okay.
otherwise, leave the cover open.
Yeah, but when I get home after a long holiday, I don't want to spend time, all right, with trying to, you know, boost and bomb the water. Is my pool going to be clean when I come back?
Yeah, look, as long as your cover is closed off, your water will stay clean.
I've heard some people make very, very bold statements, overconfident that in the winter they almost shut down their systems. They half the cycle time of the pump, the chemical application. They basically leave these covers closed. Is there truth in the fact that if the sun doesn't shine through the canvas, there's no algae that can grow?
Exactly. No rainwater goes into your pool, no sun shines into the water, so you don't have that algae buildup. Unless maybe you can leave the cover closed for more than a year.
Okay, so this is a protected environment.
Exactly.
John, I want to talk to you about maintenance of these covers. One from a client's perspective, and one, what does Designer Pool Cover offer the client? So let's first talk about the client. Talk to me about the do's and the don'ts. How does a client look after their cover?
Okay, so the first thing is chemical levels inside the pool, just to protect your fabric. You want to have that chemical levels balanced.
So good pH and alkalinity. It's not
Exactly.
rocket science. You don't have to come and test
Yes.
water every day. Or is it difficult with these covers?
Look, it's not very difficult. The only main part is, especially with salt, once you've added bags of salt into your pool, you'd rather want to have the pool cover open for at least half a day, just for some evaporation.
Okay.
So you don't have all of that salt sticking on the bottom and then rolling into the coil on the tube. Getting to the cleaning of the cover, you want to keep this cover clean, because once it starts staining, it's very hard to get those stains out. But first rule, no chemicals whatsoever.
You mean no soap, no handy-andy,
No handy-andy.
no clean green.
There's a laminate layer that actually protects the vinyl itself. So by using handy-andy or sunlight liquid, you're actually damaging that layer that's going on top.
So you tell me that this cover, like it is going to give me between 8, maybe 9, 10 years if the most important factor is I look after the things inside and I don't have to worry about the things on top.
No. So you take care of your pool chemical levels and you clean your cover with water only, but keep it clean. Other thing is, by braaiing next to a pool, that can be a very dangerous hazard, and sharp objects is a no-go.
In Joburg we have outdoor braais. In Cape Town we have indoor braais. So we'll let the client know. No outdoor braais, okay?
Not next to the pool
or
anywhere
gas braais only. All right. And now, what does your company do in terms of offering maintenance, service, backup
Okay, so we prefer to do annual services once a year, just to ensure that all the moving parts like gliders, pulleys, hydraulic pressure, all of those sorts of things are in check. And then we also do a cover wash as well, where we use a diluted sugar soap, but only a capful on a whole cover. So by saying no chemicals at all, we do use, but not at a regular basis.
Okay. It's almost like a before and after.
Yes.
Your client wants to see that you actually performed the service.
Yes.
And a clean cover is a good indication that you guys were here.
Exactly.
We just want to show you that with combined weight, take a tumble. All right. It's safe, eh? Thank you, John. Thank you for your time.